Hi, this is Christina Marie, and welcome to SF Live. If you're getting ready to cook dinner tonight, then you may want to sit down because we're going to have somebody that could help you. If the picture looks familiar, you will recognize him as the host of Bay Cafe. Joey Altman is with us this evening. Hi, Joey. How are you?
I'm doing great, Christina. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Excellent. No pressure here. I just thought you might help people cooking dinner or something this evening.
I could talk about cooking all day long.
Oh, good.
All night long.
Well, you can for 22 minutes.
Excellent.
We're going to start. When you were young, did your mother cook really well? Is that where you were inspired?
Invention is the mother of necessity. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Okay.
Excuse me. I'm thinking about my mother. She was a good cook before we were born. I guess she cooked a lot, but once we were kids, she was out. She had her own cosmetics company. She was out working, and so I had many TV dinners, and I loved them. I never complained.
No! What is Swansons, like TV the Hunger Man?
Oh, when I pulled back that foil and I saw that nice hot steamy apple pie, I was so happy.
I hated when the corn got in the apple pie, though.
I didn't.
You never gonna know.
Yeah, I gave it some texture. I was avant-garde back then. But I remember one time I asked her if we can buy chocolate chip cookies, and she said, no, we're not going to buy any cookies today. And that night, I was home with the babysitter, and I'm going through the pantry, and I came upon a bag of chocolate chips. And on the bag, it had a recipe for chocolate chip cookies. And I was like, you can make these?
Oh, no.
Oh, my God, I am so making these. And that was it. And I started concocting stuff. I started with doing cookies and brownies and blondies, and then I moved on to egg dishes and pancakes and toad in the hole, French toast.
Toad in the hole? What's a toad in the hole?
You cut out the middle of the toast, and you put an egg in the middle of it. So you take toast and you cut out the middle, just a little hole, and you butter it, and then you griddle it. And as it's toasting on the griddle, you put an egg in the middle, and then you flip it over so it's a toast with an egg in the middle.
Are you watching this? Because this could be your dinner tonight, the toad in the hole.
Yeah, it's so munchy food. And as you're eating it, the yolk is getting into the toast, so you don't have to, it's perfect. It's a perfect food.
It's wonderful. Excellent. Yeah. Toad in the hole. Mwah. Lovely. Magnifique. So you started the chocolate chip introduction to cooking was at what age?
Oh, I was like 8 or 9, something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And when you first made it and you were smelling it and you saw that you created this wonderful...
It was Eureka!
Did you really at that point go, this might be the kind of job for me? Did you ever think that this might be what you want?
No, I didn't think that was the job for me. I don't think I was thinking jobs back then. I was just, thinking how fun it is to work with your hands, do something, and then at the end of it, you've got this great product that you can eat and, had a great payoff. And as a little boy, fire, knives, I mean, what else did you want to play with?
It's the ultimate boy thing, yes.
Totally. And it also was an activity that I could do that didn't get me into trouble. Because 90% of the other things that I did got me into trouble.
Really?
As my grandmother says, I don't know if you can say this on...
Oh, you can say whatever you want.
Okay,
it's your show.
I was born without an ass. So, so my grandmother...
Sorry to hear that. Could you stand up for us?
No, I have one now.
Okay, good.
It has found me.
I'm not even going any further in that conversation.
Yeah,
yes.
no, I probably had some mild form of ADD or whatever. I was just constantly bouncing off the walls and had to be into stuff. And cooking was a great outlet for me. It gave me an opportunity to focus. And I was just talking about this with somebody today, that cooking as a kid, you learn so much. Math, reading, science. It's a great way to...
What do you mean science?
Well, how foods transform through heat or through cutting, and what happens when you add lemon juice to things, and why does that happen? Why does it? And so through the discovery of cooking and what happens and understanding what happens when you're cooking, you learn all these really basic scientific principles. And so teaching my kids to cook, I don't beat it over their heads, but I, sort of slip in these little, scientific reasons why things happen,
Now, kids usually liking to do the opposite thing that their parent wants to do.
Oh, yeah.
Are they into the cooking, or are they like, no, I'd rather have a TV dinner?
They don't have my palate. My youngest one, until she was about 3, would eat anything, and I thought, finally, my sushi partner.
Oh, really?
Because, I love going out for sushi, and the kids is like rather have a needle in their eye than eat sushi.
Nice. That's a good visual.
But they say, "Oh, I love sushi," and they'll go out and they'll go, "I just want the rice."
Oh no, okay.
They don't want to eat raw fish or anything like that. They may have some crab or shrimp, but anyway, now that she's 4. she's back to just white rice, plain chicken, nothing. We don't allow them to have any, fast food or anything like that. So, and we know as parents that they're not going to starve. They will eat. So as long as you keep good food in the house, and that's all that they have access to, they'll eat good food. So we try to stock the fridge with as much good food as possible, and they wind up, making themselves some good things when they're good and ready. Like my middle son is really into doing quesadillas.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
he's sort of like perfected that. And waffles is another thing he likes to do.
Okay, because they have to be done just right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he likes using the apparatus, and whenever he has friends come over, he's the first one to go, anybody want a waffle? Can I get
there you
anybody
go.
a waffle?
See?
Waffle? Quesadilla? I can do a quesadilla. Omelet. So he's got like 3 things in his repertoire right now.
Nice. Yeah. So you're developing a little young chef there, just like you.
I think he'll be okay when he goes into his dorm room. He'll be able to fend for himself.
Ah, very good. That's
the minimum, I think, needed for every kid to learn.
Mm-hmm. So here's a question for you. What was the dish that you made that won your wife's heart? Because I'm assuming that you cooked for her.
Scallops in a potato crust. It was the dish that I used to do at my original Miss Pearl's Jam House in San Francisco.
Oh, that's on 3rd Street?
Yeah, it was Eddie and Larkin.
Oh, that's right. That's a long time ago. Yeah,
a long time ago, 1989. And it was a potato pancake. You take freshly grated potato, make a potato pancake, flip it over, put scallops on top, cover it with more shredded potato, douse it with a lot of clarified butter, flip it over, and then the potatoes seal around the outside. So you've got this sort of spaceship of crispy potatoes with these steamed jumbo scallops in the middle. And then you put that on a plate with a ginger citrus beurre blanc and some sections of grapefruit and orange. And it's crunchy and soft and buttery and acidic and sweet, and it's all the flavors. And,
in one dish.
And that was my wife. I made that for my wife, and she was like, "Yeah, no, that's good."
So, and then you slipped the
must be worth
ring.
it.
You slipped the ring right in the middle of the scallops.
No,
No?
it wasn't. No.
That's amazing.
Knowing her, I know she wouldn't want any butter or scallop on her ring.
Okay, but that's very impressive. I asked that because I've been on a couple dates. One recently that I got food poisoning.
Not a good date.
And so I kind of shy away from guys
Take
cooking
that as an
for
omen.
me. Yeah, that was the first and last date, I'll have to say. And it wasn't just because of the shrimp. Boy, but is there anything that you can, maybe not that elaborate, but maybe if you want to give a little advice to men out there that maybe inviting a special woman over that is kind of no-fail kind of thing that they can throw at them that's good?
A great cocktail made with fresh juices and something that's not too strong, that has a little bit of acidity like lime or grapefruit, and a nice quality vodka or tequila or rum, whatever their drink is. A nice cool cocktail that has a little creativity, maybe a little ginger in it. And then I think something that you could eat without it being really messy.
Okay.
Don't get too elaborate. Keep it simple. I think women love comfort food. So if you do something, with soft creamy polenta with a lot of Parmesan cheese, or mashed potatoes with a lot of butter and cream, and maybe a braised short rib or something like that, where they can tuck into and they just feel like they're being just swaddled in flavor and love. I think that's the ticket. I wouldn't go for a big tofu stir fry.
No.
Not very loving.
Not so good, but I like that. So give them the feeling of being,
Nurtured.
Taken
care of.
And then you can nurture, and a little drunk because you had the cocktail to start with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I think what everybody looks for when they're trying to find a mate is somebody who's going to take care of them. And I think comfort food screams, "I will take care of you." It's sort of like, saying, I know what people need.
Very good. And speaking of that, you do know what people need.
They need this book.
They need this book.
Because it's got
you
a
like
lot
that
of
segue?
dishes.
Was that a beautiful segue? Okay, tell us a little bit about Without Reservation. And
Without Reservations came out of all of the great dishes that I either did myself or was inspired by the chefs who came on Bay Cafe and distilled those restaurant classic dishes or style dishes for the home viewer to be able to do in their own kitchen.